Talk about it all here on the Jordy Culotta Show. Make sure and hit that like button, share button, comment button.
You know, one thing about Jaden that I've tried to talk to him about is tightening his chin strap. Because he doesn't tighten it, so every time he gets hit, it looks like his helmet's all messed up. And it's like, oh, God, he just got rocked.
For the win! Caught! It's good! LSU does it!
After fucking Saturday night in Tiger Stadium, boys. Are you kidding me?
Well, LSU fan came stuck his spike in my booty.
That motherfucker!
Fan brought his 2 grandkids by and literally was just 30 seconds. Just wanted to say thank you for the team and the season and what you did and how much it means to everybody here is truly what makes LSU special.
Yeah. Coach Kelly, we're official.
Finally,
I'm
get a
telling
chance to meet you. Thought I had to get a private audience with the Pope. It's Jordy.
Monday through Friday from 7 to 9. Yeah, you see the notification. We about to go live. We got all your favorite guests. We got them in line. It's the Jordy Culotta Show. Come have a good time.
Tearing up, answering the question. I thought, my God, if she gets offered this job, she's going to take it.
It's just a crazy, fun time at LSU right now. Isn't this what everybody loves?
From the boot to the east to the west coast. No matter where we at, open up the phone lines. Come and join the show. Make sure you tell your friends about Jordy Culotta Show. Yeah.
Let's go! Let's go! All right. Nice start. Big day. Nice start.
It's the Jordy Culotta Show. Come have a good time.
Coach, it's great to meet you.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you for the time.
Morning and welcome in as we close out the week here on this Friday.
Jordy hated the ambush. He handled it a little better.
The studio is falling apart with disease and sickness.
I'm perfectly healthy.
Lloyd vomited it all out on Tuesday.
It's on you, brother.
And he's glowing now.
Yeah.
I've been battling a little something all week and woke up this morning and felt awful.
See?
And then Christian walked in here, basically crawled in here.
Good Lord.
I'm feeling better. I was sick yesterday. Now I'm feeling better. I'm all right
starting
now.
to look more and more
I
like
just
Ellen.
sound terrible.
Every time you wear that hat, you look like Ellen DeGeneres playing pickleball.
I like the hat. You don't like the hat?
Well,
No, he's not saying he doesn't like the hat. He just saying he looks like Ellen.
It puts out a certain vibe.
If you saw me, you would think I'm a straight guy.
I would think you're a lesbian woman, and then I'd get closer
No,
and still not
dude,
know.
look at me. I'm straight. I'm straight.
It's just... Next question. I did not.
We know, Christian.
Use
It's okay.
steroids.
We know. We know. We know. But we're making it through this morning.
Look at me. I'm straight.
We've got Brian Burgess's morning message.
Now, hold on.
You ready?
I can't see
You're not
it.
going to be able to see
Oh,
it. Oh,
no.
It's all right. I'll read it.
I'll try to read your lips like I do so well.
Good morning and happy fantastic Friday.
Friday.
How did you not get Friday?
Friday?
Congratulations to all of us who survived another week of pretending to be adults. Let's tackle the day with a smile and make this weekend one to remember. And then he goes on to say, congratulations to all of us who survived another week of pretending to be adults. Let's tackle the day with a smile and make this weekend one to remember. And then in the Culotta Show chat, Kenny Balala hit us with a nice little message. Lloyd, you can see this one.
Oh, there we go. Let's get it going.
You ready? Good morning, Bunka brothers
and sisters.
Hope everyone has a great, productive, and blessed day and weekend. Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
Amen. Amen. Great.
Hey, let's get this weekend going.
Give me a hug, BB.
I'm
Christian
straight.
needs it. Christian needs it this morning.
This is, see, boys, you should have known better. You'll learn one day that you get sick for the week to get better for the weekend. That's an old trick of the trade in the Courtney family.
Oh, yeah?
You just struggle through the week, and then by Thursday, you feel better.
And then you rock and roll.
And then you do it all over
and then you
again.
feel worried, feel bad again on Monday.
And then you die an early death.
There you go.
So,
There you
Parlingua
go.
this weekend. Going to Mardi Gras Ball.
Yes. There you go.
I'm riding in a parade on Sunday night. First parade ever. I'm riding in.
Well, parade. Let's let everybody know so if they see
Atlas
you.
and Metairie. I don't know what float I'm on. I don't know what side I'm on.
What time's it start?
You'll be able to spot
I'll tweet it out.
You'll be able to spot
To
Christian
my
on the float.
105 Twitter followers. I'm on the second deck, so you won't be able to tell how short I am.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you
And
go.
I'm
Good
throwing
call.
1,000 bouncy balls.
1,000
once?
That's my thing. Wait, what?
You
No,
should do it
no.
once.
No, but I'm
Are you
throwing
gonna
like
try to,
5 at once.
Hit people with them? Or are you
That's
gonna,
what beads are for.
Or are you going to just float them? Or are
Oh.
you going to go fastball?
No, I'm going to throw them straight at the ground and make them bounce,
Bounce
really
up.
high.
Good call. Good call.
Yeah.
Good
And
call.
then if I can get my hands on some footballs from me.
Oh, you're going to let it rip.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to let
Somebody
it rip.
did that for senior prank at Menard. It wasn't.
What?
Wanted it to be well executed, but he did this on his own volition. He got like a 500 bouncy balls in a tub and just threw them all at once down the steps. And then, we all were like, that wasn't even worth it. Why would you do that? So he doubles down,
Right.
gets a flare, like an army flare,
Yeah.
and lights it on the second floor. It almost kills the teacher who was asthmatic, and it was like a huge deal. Like smoked out the entire
my
school.
gosh.
EMTs had to come in at this poor Mr. Foster. Barely made it down the stairs. They had to give him an oxygen mask, and of course nobody's gonna say anything. I don't know what happened, but that mark is still burned into the ground at Menard. Like they couldn't get it up.
Oh.
It's awesome.
Jeez. Oh, see, I didn't get a senior prank. I was a
COVID?
I was a COVID senior, so we didn't get anything.
That was the prank.
I guess so. School's over. But the
For what?
seniors the year before, they like Vaselined all the stairs in school.
Oh,
And
nice.
They baby powder. They messed with everything. But the Vaseline on the stairs, they got in a lot of trouble for.
And we had
because
somebody.
We're slipping. And
Well, yeah, that's
busting the
dangerous.
tail, yeah.
That's funny though. Oh yeah, we did the classic like, what makes grass grow, like faster than other grass? Like they overseeded a penis,
Okay.
and so that was hard to get rid of for a while.
that is funny.
Because it takes a while to happen. Then when it happens,
Right.
it's too late.
It's like, oh, there's nothing I can do now.
So that was a good one.
We're brought to you every day, built and brought to you by RMB Builders, Rhett Bourgeois and the crew. He does great work here in Baton Rouge. I've seen it with my own 2 eyes. So make sure you've got anything going on, commercial, residential, in your home, your business. Hit up Rhett. Check him out at their website and then on Facebook and Instagram. The phone line is brought to you by Southern Regional Medical Center. No phone guests today. We had Chris Blair yesterday. We had Joe Schwartz in studio yesterday. That was brought to you by Southern Regional Medical Center, Charlie Harvey, Jason Ramazan, and their team. And then, of course, every day we are brought to you by Gordon McKernan, Louisiana's big truck injury lawyer. Kristen's going to throw the hat on. 888-8888 is the number. Or you can visit the website, getgordon.com. He is also Louisiana's NIL king.
Now you look like a man.
There you go. Now you're a man.
Thanks.
There you go. You see the number, 888-8888, getgordon.com. A lot to talk about. You've seen last night LSU women's basketball gets a win against Georgia, where you saw a handful of some bench performers step up. Anissa Morrow doesn't play. Jersey Wolfenbarger steps in her place with a double-double, and Samaya Smith also performs with a double-double. And then you saw Kaylin Gilbert as well. And then starting today, we have LSU baseball in their second weekend series against Omaha, starting today and then to tomorrow and Sunday. Then they'll obviously have Nichols on Monday. So they got 4 games in 4 days coming up. A whole lot of baseball happening for LSU. And then as we go on in college football, the hottest topic as of late are these spring football games. We've been letting you know spring football for LSU is going to start at the beginning of March 8th to be exact, and it'll get rolling through the middle of April. And an announcement yesterday from Steve Sarkisian in Texas, they will not have a spring game. They're one of a few universities doing so because of things like tampering in the spring portal window. So the question is, will LSU still have theirs?
Do you think that he was just trying to impress Kay Adams?
Possibly. He probably just wanted to give her some news to break.
She tends to have people stutter over their words every now and then. And you had, was it KD? And there was somebody else that was just like, brother, you don't smile like that. You don't smile ever.
Right.
And so I'd imagine Sarkisian wanted to give up.
There was J.K. Dobbins on an interview with her, and he was ear to ear
the entire interview.
The entire time.
You could have told him 9/11 happened again, and he'd have been like, I'm not hearing a word you say.
Smiling ear to ear. It was the biggest smile ever. But yeah, I mean, it could have been that. It could have been, you know what, I'm going to drop
keep
this
interview
nugget.
Going a little bit.
Yeah, just to give you a little, make you want to interview me again.
Yeah,
you know?
It could be an insider.
But, so yeah, I mean, LSU, I would assume LSU is still going to have theirs because they've announced the date for it and things like that. The spring football is going to get started in, a couple weeks. They've already got a date set for the spring game, so I have a feeling it's going to happen. I think canceling the spring game because of tampering is the dumbest thing ever. That can't be the true reason why the spring game's not being played.
No, so you have a list of teams that have already, I guess, taken this sort of approach with USC canceling their own spring game amid a changing landscape in college athletics. The Trojans are hosting a fan appreciation event instead. Spring practices in Los Angeles remain closed to the public. This is, thank God. You can say what you want about Brian Kelly, but thank God. Lincoln Riley would have folded here like a cheap suit.
Oh, my gosh.
If he would tried to close practices to the public, take media availability away, and then cancel the spring game. You can't actively run like he's doing. You can do it in Los Angeles and tuck tail, but the reason he'd take that job is you have to do the opposite. You have to let everybody in. You've seen the formula work with Pete Carroll. And, that's what you can't run from it. You have to bring in the stars and, deal with all of the sideshows and then become a thing. And then you have to win. You can't be like, I'm putting my head down and I'm working. You're irrelevant. But they have canceled their spring game. Nebraska and Matt Rule, obviously that's what kind of got this thing started, said they would consider it, even though they had 60,000 people show up to their spring game last year.
Wow.
So it's schools like that. And then Ohio State also providing changes. So I wouldn't be surprised. That's where LSU is interesting to me. It's not the most well-attended spring game.
Right.
And I don't think that's what they're concerned about is people from, getting scouted. But I think it's more from the TV perspective where they have a good relationship with the SEC network.
Yes.
You come in, we'll put it on TV. It's not really anything to see anyway. But I don't know if it would be, merit canceling if the format that I've seen it happen is what they're going to do again.
Right. And to me, the biggest win from a spring game is fans that don't usually get the opportunity to come watch the football team through the football season because of ticket prices, living far away, things like that, can go to the spring game and watch their football team. You know? I get Brandon Hollingworth in the chat says, I'm 100% on board with canceling the spring game. It's pointless. I wouldn't say it's pointless.
Yeah, I mean, that's not a – I understand it's pointless to a degree of you're not getting anything out of it in terms of, like, breaking news. But from your perspective, I can see that where people that don't get to typically go to games or it's something that they've made a tradition of and they, like, want to go. Because that's what it feels like. It used to be, like, a fan day where you'd be, like, on the field, signing autographs, all of those things. Now it's just kind of watch ball.
Watch the practice.
Yeah, it's watching a practice.
Yeah, and to me, like, they're going to do that practice anyway, so I have no problem with letting the public come in and watch it. Like, that practice, if they cancel the spring game, they're still going to have one. Essentially all you're doing is saying fans can't come watch, you know?
Yeah.
And to me, I think there's no reason to just not let the fan, I mean, build it up to something where the fans want to come watch it in one day, and fans that don't usually get to watch your team get to come sit in Tiger Stadium and watch the team play.
And for Sark to be, we're taking a slightly different approach to our offseason program, comparing it to the NFL and OTAs. What were you doing before that? Like that?
Yeah, what all changes?
They're nothing. Like they're all not that different. So
right.
I don't know what he is particularly, because I guess that was part of the conversation was transfer portal and you don't want people tampering.
Right.
Like I can see that from Nebraska's perspective when Dylan Raiola came out as a freshman. You're like, oh man, it's gonna be the whole world's gonna see him. You know who he is, but if he plays well, which you want him to do, it's like he's on everybody's radar. If we stink this year, he's gonna get a lot of phone calls, I guess. But even that feels far fetched to a degree. But I
just feel like that tampering reason is just kind of soft. Like, be a good enough coach and recruiter that you don't have to worry about if your players perform in a spring game, they're going to up and leave.
Like, would you think that, not quote-unquote tampering so much, but the transfer portal window being opened up shortly after spring practice comes to an end, and they're saying players who stand out could hypothetically draw attention? Or is it players that, even without the spring game, like if you know that the portal's about to open and you feel like you're not number one on the depth chart, you want to leave? Buddy, I don't think you need a one spring game to be able to decide that. Like that's like popping in the combine.
Right. I guess the spring game would solely be where this situation where a team sees, okay, the third string corner for this team performed, and I'm going to go offer him $500,000.
I guess the other thing would be it's high school kids that or freshmen that you recruited very heavily see the spring game and they're not playing. And you're like, oh, they're not even on the depth chart. Like, we can go out and get him, and we can promise him a spot and lie to him, or say we actually do have a spot. That would be the only world in which I see where it's freshmen that you had a relationship with, or even, I guess, older guys that have been passed up that you used to recruit and have connections with. To where that's where I could see the tampering. But you'd be putting a lot of faith in the roster that's being put out there on the spring game, where they'll hold just about anybody out for anything.
Yeah,
like,
and to me, why is the spring game being canceled the solution to this problem? Like, to me, if the problem is this tampering idea and reaching out, there should be some more rules on how you go about these things and handling them, instead of saying, well, the solution is we're just going to not have spring games.
I think it's a very convenient.
They're going to tamper regardless.
It's a very convenient excuse for schools
100%.
not to want to do it. So
yeah, because that to me is what it is.
Yeah.
We don't want to spend the time and the money and all these different things.
It's a distraction.
Setting up, yeah.
So I think this is just another way to, like, it's a headache, I would imagine, for all of these, like, moving parts. And it should be fun.
Right.
But I'd imagine as coaches, it's probably not the most fun thing where, like, Jordy's always said it, like, they're very guarded about what they put out there. They don't want people to see their program perform. And if it's another way to kind of keep everybody inside and you don't have to let anything out, I guess that's what it is, because they're not too – I don't think they're concerned about the revenue coming in, because I don't even know if any does.
Right,
like it's free to get in. I don't think there's concessions, is there?
I have no idea.
That's what I'm saying. So you're not really missing any revenue.
Right.
That would be the one thing where it's – if you were Nebraska and you have 60,000 people show up and you don't make $1, that would be dumb, and you could turn it into a thing for, like, NIL fundraising.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, come here and keep our players.
That would be a great idea.
Yeah. Got a lot of them.
No, yeah, I know. But, yeah, to me, I have always been a fan.
Just ideas.
I've always been the fan of the spring game because, like, I had friends that I grew up with. Like me, I was able to be a season ticket holder my whole life, or not me, my family. And so I went to games my whole life. My friends, it wasn't like that. He's dying out there.
Yeah.
So my friends, the spring game was their only real opportunity to go and sit in Tiger Stadium and watch the team. And it wasn't anything crazy, but like to them, it was awesome because they never get to go to games.
And see it that way. Like
Right.
It does feel like it's still so different from a football game that it just feels cool and it's
Yes.
right if you've never been.
Yeah, and you can sit closer than you're like you're not having to sit up in, section 614. You're able to sit in section 106 and be closer to the field and feel like you're a part of it.
If LSU had gotten Bryce Underwood, the spring game would have been the highest attended spring game of all time.
It would have been packed.
And now I'm sure Michigan's will be.
Yes.
But I think even the fervor for LSU, and as we've gone to these things, they're not very attended. That would have been people would have lined up in droves, and then LSU would have the reason we're canceling this thing,
right?
And that would get a lot of public pushback because
I still think people are going to pull up to watch LSU.
Oh yeah,
just because of the new roster and all this. I feel like it'll be pretty well attended. But
even that's what I would do because it kind of checks a box for you.
Right.
So you're like, oh, spring game, this is a mile marker for getting closer to the season. But the way that LSU's constructed, they don't really have to worry about tampering because their roster's full of transfers already. So I don't think they're going to leave again. And so that's where it is interesting for me. And if that's the other side of it. If you really do want to not show what you have, then that would have to be LSU's only avenue to have a reason but that's not what people want to say.
No,
it's like,
at all.
oh, I don't want you to see how good we are or how bad we are, which is what you pointed out. Because I was just thinking from the positive side, it looks dysfunctional,
right?
And we can hide this.
It could look like a mess
because it is 15 new transfers and a punter.
Yep.
So 16, I guess, in total, or is it 15? I think it's 16.
I think 16.
Anyway, don't quote me on that. It's one of the two. But if you have all of those guys roll out there with the new offensive line, essentially. New skill players everywhere.
Yeah, and it looks like
a new defense
cluster.
Right. It's what's going on out here?
Right.
So.
No, that's very true. But to me,
I don't think people are watching that closely.
Not really. I think more than anything, it's an opportunity to see the guys that aren't gonna play.
And if you can't get through drills and run a practice at the last spring, you're in trouble, regardless if it's on the field.
Yes.
I will say the one time. I went and watched. I don't think it wasn't the spring game. It was a practice that the alumni get to go to, the LSU, the L Club.
Yeah, wasn't it the fall one?
Right. And Jared Mitchell hasn't really been keeping up with recruiting or any of that. He's been through it all. He's seen all that.
Yes.
And it was with Mason Taylor's freshman year. He's like, "Who's 86?" And I was like, "Mason Taylor's he's a player." And I was like, "Damn." All right, I'll take that take and put it in my back pocket.
Right.
Turns out to be the best tight end in LSU history. So
yeah.
It took him to see 3 routes and him catch 2 passes. He's like, he's going to start. Yeah. He's like, I don't even know who that is. Like, okay.
No, I mean, for our business, the spring game is.
So those are the people you're worried about.
Awesome. Yeah. For us doing this show, the spring game is huge. I mean, we'll have 2 full days of us breaking down the spring game and what we saw and how. What the vibes were, who stood out, who didn't look the best, all this. It's great for us. I just think if your worry is tampering for the spring portal window, I mean, just have a better feel on your roster and don't let, if they're going to up and leave after the spring game to go take a check, I mean, who's to say you're not better off?
I guess you would want to avoid the conversation, but it would be, almost have to do a Shabazz Napier run in the NCAA tournament. Be like, we're taking him in the first round.
Right.
I would take a flyer on him. So that's where it does feel a little bit contrived just to not have a spring game. And I guess the more this happens, these are big-time programs doing it. Texas, USC, Nebraska, Ohio State.
Yeah.
If they're rolling the ball on it,
yeah, it's just going to continue to follow suit.
And I think there's a real...
Well, the surprise to me is that have we really seen this happen, from spring games, where players are entering?
It's had to have happened at least once.
That's got to... Because I don't really remember... I mean, y'all in the chat, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't particularly remember any big name getting snagged in the spring portal because they were a riser in the spring football game. oh, they played so good in the spring game, Ohio State went and offered X amount of cash to get them to transfer in the spring. Like, I don't remember that being a case. So it's just kind of like they're almost doing it out of like assuming that it's going to be a problem instead of it actually being one.
I'm like, I just did a quick Google to see.
Anything?
No.
Yeah, I don't remember this ever being an issue. So it's just kind of like it really feels like it's just an excuse, like you said, that it's just a easy kind of cop-out to say that just because you don't want to have one. Because there's not an example of that ever really truly being an issue.
And then Nebraska, I guess she's building a case for this thing. Receiver Demetrius Bell and quarterback Bly Hill were hurt in last year's spring game and missed the season. That's on you, buddy. You ran like a full-on game.
Yeah, don't let him tackle.
Like he went full go out there. So that's on you.
Yeah, that's like whenever there were injury issues with LSU, you're not blaming it on practice. You're blaming it on the fact that they're practicing for 4 hours, full pads in the summer, hitting each other.
Yeah, or if they're worn out.
Right. Yeah,
I don't know, week 9.
It's not the spring game's fault that you're getting them hurt. It's your fault for making them play a full football game on April 12th.
And Texas also makes another little slick little move, as I think they started to look at their schedule a little bit more intently and did a quick little shift in the night. Texas Athletic Director Chris Del Conte announced on Tuesday a schedule change will be coming to the 2025 schedule for UT football. A non-conference matchup against Sam Houston State has been moved up a week, now set to be played on September 20th. Previously slated for September 27th, never forget, the Saturday will now serve as a bye for Texas. 1 week later will be the SEC opener against Florida, the beginning of a stretch of 5 conference games, 4 of which will be away from home.
Okay.
So it was really scheduled for September 27th, but now will be played a week earlier so they can have a bye going into conference play, which is, I don't even know if you should be able to do this because that's on you. You fucked that up.
Yeah, that's your fault for scheduling it that way.
Like you didn't.
That's like Ole Miss bumping their game before LSU last year up a week because they wanted a bye before they came to Baton Rouge. Like,
it's like LSU. LSU not realizing Bama's the next game.
Right.
Like, oh, we got to fix this really quick. Like, we should have a bye here. Yeah. I do think part of it is they looked at Florida and saw the trend in which they were heading. They're like, we shouldn't be. We need first of all, we need a tune-up, which is because they don't have one. First game of the year, Texas Ohio State at Ohio State.
Right.
And so now you want to get a win after that if you lose, and then get Arch to put up 6 touchdowns, and it calms everybody's nerves.
Right.
It's a smart move, but it should have just been done earlier.
Oh, 100%. It should have been the first order of business.
But here's Texas coming into the SEC and starting to get everything that they want.
It's unbelievable. I guess it's money, huh? That money talks.
They're a big brand.
Yep. Longhorn Network.
Gone.
Remember, right now we are live on 2 YouTube channels. If you are missing Lloyd in the chat here on the New Orleans.football YouTube channel, it's because he can only chat in the Jordy Culotta Show YouTube chat. So if you want to interact with Lloyd in the chat, get over to the Culotta Show channel and also be prepared because that is where we will be live starting the first Monday of March. The show will originate 7 to 9 on the Jordy Culotta Show YouTube channel, no longer on New Orleans.football YouTube channel. We will still have content that lives on this channel, but after discussing with Nick, it's just in the best interest to have the show originate live 7 to 9 over on the Culotta Show channel. So be prepared. For the rest of this month, it'll be live on both channels, starting in March, live only on the Culotta Show YouTube channel. We've kind of let everyone know throughout the week. We just want everybody to be prepared for when it happens.
Absolutely.
So if you want to talk to Lloyd, get over there because that's where he's at right now.
Yeah, because I just talked to Dante Williams. This made me come up with a take. I got to take on almost everything I'm starting to find out. Right, wrong, or different. I don't come up with it, but I will have a conversation about mostly anything. And I don't even have to know what I'm talking about, and I usually don't. But have the spring game and don't televise it. Just have the fans there. It's starting to feel more and more like a little bit like the NFL. They don't care about us.
Yeah.
They don't want you to see anything. Like they're going to show up anyway, or you're going to watch it on TV, which is, I guess, what they want.
Right.
Where it's a for TV product, which is fair. But college football has always been kind of ingrained into the people of like the diehards that want to go see.
So it makes it different.
Know the roster. I want to see Chris Hilton at number 3.
Right.
Like you're a sick individual. Like yeah, absolutely. But I want to see what the number looks like, and then it's like, oh, he looks good in that. Looks
right.
fast.
Yeah.
Like it
Or
does.
like my favorite thing is looking at the fans at the spring game. They're sitting there. They've got the full roster in their hands.
If you did this to baseball,
if
you didn't let people go to the practices, it would ruin some people's lives. There's people like they came up and talked to me and Mikey. And they were charting the game. They had their laptops and they were doing like live in-game updates for Tiger droppings at 1-3. And I was like, this is awesome that y'all like do this every year and can't wait.
Eat, sleep, and breathe.
It's like going to spring training.
Yeah.
And they love it. And it's great information to get because they don't have to do that, or they could do it for themselves, and you'd be a real sicko. Be like, oh, I knew Casey Evans through 99, but nobody else does.
Yeah, I had that in my notes.
Right. But I bet he does go around to like, tailgates or whatever these people do in their spare time or Tiger droppings and be like, I saw him pitch 5 times. And, like, I have the numbers, I have all this. Or, like, talk to their buddies, like, he's going to be good.
Right.
Not as good as you think. Like, it's good information to have, but baseball never runs from that because it's hard to tell whenever they've played each other 1,000 times.
Right. No. So, I mean, I think this whole getting rid of the spring game thing is stupid.
Another
was
made for TV. That'll be a different conversation with the SEC network. But what else was made for TV happened last night. Did you see any of this hockey, boys?
Oh, my gosh. I mean, the hockey has taken over America.
For now.
Yes, for now. But from looking at, like, because I forgot that the match was happening last night. I opened up Twitter, and it's my entire feed of just this hockey ball. And so, of course, I turn it on. I'm double screening it. I'm go 2-screen hockey game and LSU women's basketball.
And they've turned it into somehow PK Subban was on everywhere last night.
Yes.
Talking about how the NFL dropped the ball in their All-Star game and how hockey like picked up the puck and like they're making this switch from they're going to be the premier like second sport in America, so much so that there's conversation about New Orleans getting a hockey team. You had to go for it. They don't even go to the football games right now. But I do think it was interesting, like to capitalize. You can see that hockey's trying to capitalize on its momentum of what it has.
Yes.
It's like take down sports. But lest we forget, this was a All-Star game, essentially. And the reason that it worked is you played the nationalism card.
Yes.
You do the
patriotism.
You do the one thing that everybody can root for one weekend at a time. It's like, oh, USA's playing. I couldn't name a single player out there, but guess who I was cheering for?
The red, white, and blue.
I mean, I know some of them, but I'm not like.
Oh, I think for the NBA All-Star game, that's the play. Now that you have this you have Jokic and Giannis and Wemby and this whole Shea Gilgeous from Canada, this whole thing, because I've been watching The Court of Gold on Netflix.
That was going to be my point.
Right.
Is lest we forget, it wasn't even a year ago where the Team USA in basketball had America wrapped around its finger, where you were waking up at like odd hours of the day, you were putting it on whatever time to watch Team USA play. So I don't think basketball is necessarily dead. I just think the interest level peaks whenever you put on your colors. Like I don't think that's that hard. So
like everybody's gonna be soccer fanatics in a year
exactly.
and a half.
Like this to say, it's like so hockey didn't figure anything out. They did like you did the oldest trick in the book.
Yeah.
Well, and I think it's good for hockey because when you look at what the people in the United States want to watch, I mean, football's the top sport, fast pace, a lot of hitting. That's what makes football awesome. That's what's going to make hockey awesome. That's why it stood out to so many people.
It was refreshing to watch a sport where no flags. Fuck you. Yeah, we're not stopping the action rarely ever. And if they do, it's get off the ice and like we're not stopping. Icing is the only time they stop it if the puck goes out of bounds.
Right.
Which is like great to watch in terms of just viewership. We're like, oh, this is action everywhere. I don't know what's going on because you can't see the thing. I need the rainbow puck that they used to put in like the Sega Genesis to follow that thing around. Yeah. But other than that, at least it's entertaining and they'll hit people. And it's everything that Americans want, and that just hasn't really translated, at least to the South, in my mind.
Right.
Which it feels like,
well,
if you did get us, big hockey guys down here if it ever made the switch, but it just feels like our cup runneth over.
I mean, I would argue that the South is the biggest sports fans in general in the U.S., so if you made hockey big in the South, then it would, exponentially explode.
I mean, we crave contact down here.
Yes. Well, and that's why, I mean, the hockey teams in Florida are popular, and I think that's why this discussion around New Orleans has come up. Lloyd, do you think that this is a worthwhile conversation? Like, do you think if hockey was brought to New Orleans, does it work? Yes or no?
No. I mean,
Why?
it's the one thing I'll say about New Orleans, and if you win, they will go.
Yes.
But you have to drive consistent interest. 'Cause I've seen Pelicans games sold out. I've seen Hornets games whenever you had Chris Paul and the Crescent City Connection.
Yes.
Where it was like everybody was bought in and thought like they got swept by the Lakers and it wasn't even the finals. It was what's before the finals, Western Conference semis.
Uh-huh.
And like everybody was there and it was fun because like, oh, they're never here. This team feels special.
Right.
And they always get waxed. Same thing whenever you had AD and Boogie and you played against the Warriors, you got swept. But people were excited to go watch. If you win, and New Orleans has the little, like the honey hole where they have like the old diehards, the young go-hards, where it's an event in New Orleans to go see. I don't know how introducing a new sport, I think people would be, like you said, like interested at first. Like, I'll go check it out.
The first month would be awesome.
Right.
People would want to show, like,
you'd have to have like a hockey clinic.
Right. You have to teach people what the things are like. It would be cool. People would show out for the first couple of games, and then if the team's not good, it will just continue to kind of dwindle down. But you got to think about where they're going to play. Would it be the Smoothie King Center?
I would hope they'd build something else.
They would have to.
Where are you going to put where?
Right.
River Ridge or something where they'd be
because the Smoothie King Center's already the worst arena in the NBA.
Right, but great location. That's what makes the Superdome. I mean, we just had this conversation about the Super Bowl. Like, New Orleans is a great venue for any event.
Of course. But the Superdome
I think you're kind of packed out there for where you can put an arena.
And the Superdome is already the Superdome's an excellent stadium. Like, it's awesome.
It's timeless.
Right. And so the Smoothie King Center to me is far off from that. It's in a great spot, obviously.
Well, and the good thing about basketball stadiums is that like they're also timeless. I mean, it's good enough. It's plenty. Like there's no complaints.
You can play there.
Fans.
You just roll in the ice.
Yep.
But I would be interested to see, like, even like a test case, just to see what would happen. But like I said, if you bring a winner, people will go in droves to go see whatever it is.
Right.
And
right.
if they were able to do it, if you could break up this little Ponzi scheme they have going with the Saints and Pelicans and that ownership,
yes, please.
and then bring in fresh blood, and he or she builds a winner,
some sort of trailblazer,
and then you buy the Saints too, and then you do the same thing that just happened all over again because you're excited and they looked how to build a winner, and then you're stuck with the same people just 15 years in advance. But I would like to I think that would drive interest to be like, let's see how franchises run without Money Mickey at the helm.
Yes, no, that's a great point. I think that would be a driving factor for me.
I think they would support it out of spite.
Yeah, where I'd be like, I'm going to support this so that maybe it'll be a wake-up call for somebody.
There's ways to do it, but I think the biggest thing would be capitalizing on like the uniforms. You would have to have some of the best uniforms in the NHL. I mean, that would be because it needs to look good if it's going to be in New Orleans, right?
I mean, it's nearly impossible to fuck up a New Orleans uniform. That
you would think
the Pels have done it, but
Tulane, I hate those baseball uniforms.
Yeah, but they're still going to get
but people love them.
They're still
because it's Mardi Gras. But if you look at the grand scheme of Mardi Gras uniforms,
oh no, I'm talking about like even just their normal ones. Like people love
those. Those are nice. Yeah. I like those.
Those colors I wouldn't think like go together, but when Tulane does it, you're
beautiful.
Like, oh, these are awesome. Like the sea spray and the green, and you got a booger on the side of your helmet, but it looks like people love it. Like they wrap their arms around it because it's New Orleans and it's theirs. And they're very protective of their things. But, yeah, I think I saw T-Bob say you could bring the Jazz back. I think that would be confusing. But also, New Orleans would just make you forget about the Utah Jazz. They would have to change their name.
Yes.
You wouldn't find a fraternity or sorority that wouldn't have a sweater for the New Orleans Jazz.
Yeah.
That would be – I mean, you couldn't be able to find your sister
at
a Mardi Gras parade. Like, everybody's wearing the exact same thing.
Yeah, they would have such an opportunity to capitalize.
At least
on
merch would keep you afloat for a while.
Sales.
It would probably be the best-selling NHL jersey ever. A New Orleans Mardi Gras themed hockey jersey. People already wear hockey jerseys because they're hockey jerseys. Imagine a Mardi Gras one.
No, it'd be outstanding.
Yeah, that would be
I mean, the Pelicans have been able to make money off of these, the
city,
city editions and the special, in-season tournament, whatever, like the Voodoo and things like that, where because of the classic navy blue New Orleans one isn't
that's terrible
most appealing. Really, when you're talking about fitting with the
how did that happen? What is it?
What the Pelicans?
Yeah,
I just think.
What does that color scheme mean? I
think they just thought it fit the Pelican name.
Just a rebrand.
Yeah, like they were the Hornets and they rebranded the Pelicans, and these were the colors they landed.
And the only changes they've made to their rebrand is make the letters bigger on the jersey.
Right,
which was a good play because the letters were awful when they were tiny.
Yeah,
but that's why everybody loves the alternates. Every time the Pelicans make an alternate uniform, they love them because the white and the blue are just,
They should have gone to the old alternates, the NOLA ones, the white NOLA ones.
The ones that
those are their best uniforms 100%. Ever. Those are better than any Mardi Gras uniform they've ever had.
They were also winning when they wore them. But yeah, no, I agree. And I didn't like the Crescent City with the little
one this year.
The red one.
No,
I don't like that one. But I liked the spin off with the black with the green Voodoo.
Yeah, that's
the
always
purple
cool.
and the
green
Voodoo. Yeah. I think if you brought hockey to New Orleans, that would be the biggest draw. Would be uniforms, the skeleton hockey uniform.
Oh, I mean, and P-Dub's right. Going to a Shreveport like a Mudbugs game is electric.
Right,
and it's so much fun. I actually did. We went for a bachelor party once and did you can get VIP tickets, quote unquote, for absolutely nothing. And so we got 10 of us to go, and we did the halftime show. They're like, "Would y'all want to do this?" Blitz, absolutely.
Yeah.
They put us on the jumbotron. They put a big inflatable ball out there, and whoever scored in the net or on the other side essentially, won. And it's just a bunch of drunk kids running around without skates on ice.
That's awesome.
And they're like, "We'll give you a helmet." And I was like, "I don't want that." Legally you have to. I was like, "Oh, okay, I'm gonna lose it." So first drop of the ball, take that thing off, and everybody was busting ass.
That's awesome.
But the Mudbugs game, that's fun. But I don't know. That's minor league to me because it is. Right. But it's also a fun thing to go do. I don't know if it's sustainable if you put a lot of money into it.
Yeah, and there's also nothing else really, in New Orleans, you have the Saints, you have the Pelicans, you have LSU in our way, you have Tulane right there, you have all these other options. You give North Louisiana the Mudbugs, what are they going to do out, what's the competition? LSU isn't right there. There's no professional program and franchise in North Louisiana, so give us a minor league hockey team. We're going to show out.
Yeah. Alexandria tried to do it once with the Warthogs. That was short-lived, but elite.
What,
they have a Mardi Gras jersey. That is, if you could find one on eBay, you're king of the castle.
And there you go. But as I was watching the hockey game last night, like I said, I was double screening with LSU women's basketball as they were able to take care of business without Anissa Morrow. Listen to this, Lloyd. Their first game Anissa Morrow has missed in her college basketball career was last night, LSU against Georgia. So she's gone through, I think she's a senior this year. All 4 years of her college career, played every game. And she misses last night. She'll be back. I'm sure she'll be ready to rock and roll on Sunday against Kentucky. But no Anissa Morrow last night, and you see Jersey Wolfenbarger and Samaya Smith both step up with double-doubles. Jersey Wolfenbarger had 16 points, I think 10 or 11 rebounds, and just looked excellent. And to me, that was the biggest win of the night, is you saw her step up into a role and perform, which means even when Anissa does come back, we can get some of these minutes straight. It's not going to be 40 minutes every night for Anissa when she gets back in the lineup. You're going to have Jersey Wolfenbarger, who stepped up last night, be able to continue to step up. And so I think that was a nice sign. You saw last year Poa get the start, and then Kaylin Gilbert played well off the bench, but you were led by Flau'jae Johnson, who scored 21 points in only 32 minutes of action. You saw her minutes drop by about 5. Samaya still played 35. Michaela played 35 as well. Didn't have her greatest shooting night, but Jersey Wolfenbarger, 16 points, 4 or 5 from the field, got to the line 12 times, made 8 of them, and had 12 rebounds. Her and Samaya both with 12 rebounds. So they were able to take care of business. It wasn't the prettiest win going through the matchup last night with Georgia. Kaylin Gilbert off the bench with 15 points, 6 of 12 from the field. Looked excellent. I thought it really was a well-rounded game for LSU where you saw a lot of people get minutes and opportunities and people step up in different roles, which is good for LSU going into a final stretch against ranked opponent after ranked opponent. So LSU women's basketball gets the win. There still were, and Brian Burgess makes a good point, the turnover issue does need to get cleaned up. They had 10 last night, which isn't an outrageous number, but it was kind of the way it looked when they happened. They weren't the prettiest, and they just kind of it just didn't look the most organized when those turnovers happened. They weren't some that you would like essentially live with. But it was a good win for LSU. They needed it after last Sunday's loss to Texas. You saw the bench kind of step up, and some of these alternate pieces make a performance, make the fans turn their eyes to them, and hopefully they were able to continue to do that as the season goes on.
And it sets
it's
you
huge
up for an absolute tilt against Kentucky on Sunday.
Yes. Virginia Tech has rebirthed itself.
Rebranded.
As the Kentucky Wildcats. As George A. Moore, the coach from Virginia Tech, and then their post player as well. They've all transferred, moved over to Kentucky, and they've been a very good basketball team this year. So this is, really you see the 2 games LSU's lost this year, top 10 SEC programs on the road. Kentucky's number 8. You're headed to Kentucky. Time to figure it out. Time to make it happen. This will be a nice change of pace, a breath of fresh air if they're able to go in and take care of business against the Wildcats.
And on the turnover front, it's disheartening to hear or see again because we had Schwartz on and they know that it's an issue, but it's one of those instances of we can't play for you.
Right.
Like, and if at some point you just have to take the good with the bad, and this is part of who you are.
Right.
Like you play a little bit, you play fast, you cause turnovers, you cause havoc, but you also create havoc on yourself on the other end. So you kind of it becomes like a net zero at some points. And
right.
It's not even the fact that you're getting people are making you turn it over. You're turning it over without really having to.
Wounds.
Yeah, it's not like the pressure of the defense is making you turn it over. It's just going too fast at times, and you do need to eliminate it. I'd imagine there's nobody more upset with it than Kim with like played point guard. The ball is the program, and you continue to make the same mistakes over and over again. But at this point, like I said, you are who you are because nobody else is coming to help you.
Yeah, you're not adding
your roster is your roster, and so you'll continue to see when LSU plays well, and they can almost score enough to where the turnovers are negligible.
Yes.
But you see it happen where they were up big again against Kentucky, and then you check in again, the scores crept up closer and closer. Like, I know what happened. And it happened again. At least for the first time that I've seen, LSU was on the right end of a quarter-ending buzzer beater with Flagey.
Yes.
It always seems like it happens to LSU.
Always.
Where it's a late turnover, and they get a shot up, and you're like, you had so much momentum, and it gets snatched away.
Yep.
But for Flagey to hit a long three to go
way downtown.
Close the third.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, those things matter, and that's momentum going into kind of exhale a little bit, and it's something to celebrate.
100%. Definitely. And I think, obviously, like Lloyd said, LSU's not going to be able to, they don't have a point guard sitting in their pocket that they just haven't pulled out yet. Like they're going to have to. One thing I saw last night that I thought was a nice change of pace was without Anissa Morrow, I feel like the shot selection was better, not because of Anissa. I think it's more because Anissa's shot selection is not bad. She's not the problem.
No, there's somebody I think it was for you.
More of the trust in her to get the offensive rebound put back has led to just getting more shots on the rim. I feel like they were more selective last night in the shots they took.
Yeah, just it's either a shot or a de facto pass down low.
Right.
Because she has some uncanny ability to just be able to find the ball, put it back up, get fouled, or score. And without that there, I'd imagine that was a big point of emphasis of like, this might be you're not going to get a lot of second chance points here,
right,
ladies. Let's go and take a selective shot to where you got to get a great shot instead of a good shot or just a shot. Because she covers up a lot whenever you look at the stats.
Oh, my gosh.
20 rebounds nearly every game. You can't average 20 and take that away and play the same.
Right. You have to. The shot selection has to improve. And I thought it was. I thought they were much more selective in the shots they took last night. They still didn't shoot it very well. Flaugier, 8 of 20. Michaela, 6 of 16. So, I mean, all in all, LSU shot 42% from the field, which isn't anything spectacular. They shot 27% from 3.
Yeah, they played bad against a bad team.
Yep, they did. But they still won by 16 because they have players. And that's why they're able to win these games, but they have to find a way. Having players doesn't get you past Texas, Georgia, Kentucky, the other top 10 teams in the conference. You have to – yes, South Carolina. What did I say?
Texas, Georgia, Kentucky.
Okay, Texas, South Carolina.
Get you past Georgia.
Not Georgia. It will get you past Georgia, obviously. You're able to beat Georgia by 16 with just having better players. But it doesn't work. It doesn't work against those other teams.
And that's where LSU, that's not really – I don't want to say that's who they are, but that's become a theme as if you play your style of basketball and you get up big against these teams. So it's clear that you aren't 16, 18 points better than the rest of the league.
Right.
But – you are competitive enough to where you can win. You should compete in all these games when you play against a high-end opponent. It's worked out some, but recently it's been like the South Carolina and the Texas loss. They shouldn't have lost that Texas game, but you didn't. That makes doubt creep in.
Yes.
Because now it feels like it could happen against the top-tier opponents at any moment, where it's if you let them get rolling, it feels like LSU runs out of punches. And the tournament style, it only takes one, but I do still contend LSU is in the top 5 of women's college basketball.
Yeah, I would say.
Where you're still good enough to win a championship.
100%. This is still a national championship contending basketball team. And I that's why there's pressure on Sunday to see it. This is if you want to really cement that you're a national championship basketball team, you've got your road win against Tennessee where you won on a buzzer, and then against South Carolina and Texas, you haven't been able to handle business against a top-tier opponent on the road. This is your opportunity on Sunday.
And it makes sense that the road has caused woes,
right?
Because of what happens, what happens when they play. They have these gobs of turnovers at times, and momentum is a real thing. And then the crowd's back into it because there's nothing probably as electric as a basketball run. Whenever you were down 18 and now you're within 4, and everybody is right back into it. And I would imagine looking around the league, or at least from a team perspective, if you're playing LSU, you're always in it. Don't take the hate. It's like fighting Mike Tyson.
Yes.
If you can get through the first, get through the second, get to the third, now you're in the fourth, and Mike Tyson's usually kaput.
Tired.
I'm done. I threw my best punches. You're still here. Now I still have the left.
Right. It'll catch you.
I can still catch you, but you withstood the flurry, and now it's a boxing match.
I like that. You're on a roll today, Lou. I tell you what.
No, thank you.
But yeah, no, I mean that's it. That's 100% the point. And at the same time, crowds show up and show out against LSU. I mean, you've made yourselves one of the marquee names in the sport, and so when a top 10 team is hosting you at home, the fans are going to be there.
Yeah, you're the black hat.
Yes, I mean, not only have made yourself one of the best teams in the sport, you're probably the most infamous program in women's basketball.
Or led by the most infamous person in college basketball at the time.
And so, I mean, they're going to show up.
The vitriol would be so much more real if NIL and transfer portal didn't exist and your team got this good this fast. It would be, they're cheating, this is how Kim does it, and people would hate you more.
Yes.
So it feels like that's tempered a little bit of the temperature of how people approach approach LSU, but do not get it twisted. The more this thing gets dwindled down, you'll start to see the national media and start painting LSU in this light, because that's what they do. They always hop on the anti-Kim bandwagon because it's the easiest take to have, and it plays well nationally, and so it riles up other fan bases like, ugh, I hate LSU women's basketball.
Right.
Because it doesn't feel that way. Well, it's trending in that direction for nearly every sport. certainly was that way for LSU men's basketball.
Right.
Under
Bad boys.
Bad boys. And then you were the lovable, affable goof in football.
Yeah, with Coach O.
And Les, where it's like,
Right.
oh, wow, this is so much fun to watch.
They didn't have to be taken seriously.
Right, but they were always good. It's
Always
like,
good.
oh, LSU's going to be a fun game.
Right.
And now they don't like the head coach. And so LSU is no longer the fun guy at the party. It's more of, I don't really want to sit at that table with him. But he also, there's people over there.
Oh, yeah.
It's just a different crew.
And Darren Tross in the chat, have y'all seen UCLA, USC, and UConn play? Those teams go 8-9 deep and have guard play, including Notre Dame. So, I mean, those are, to me, UCLA, USC, UConn, Notre Dame, South Carolina, Texas. Those are the 6 that LSU has to figure it out to be able to compete with those teams because they are deep, talented, well-coached.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You're in that conversation.
100%.
But you're not head and shoulders above any.
No.
That's not,
I would have all 6 of those teams ranked ahead of LSU at this point.
But you don't have to play all 6 of them.
Nope. And that's why it comes down to when it gets announced, the brackets, things like that, it's what side is LSU on. We're brought to you every day by Katie's in Mid-City, Katie's Restaurant in New Orleans. Cold beer, great service. They have the games on. New Orleans, like we were talking about, it's a sports mecca. That whether it's football, basketball, hockey soon.
Entertainment mecca. When
it all happens, make sure you hit up Katie's in Mid-City or their sister restaurant, Francesca's. We're going to be back with more.
If you're Katie's,
my gosh.
If there is a hockey team, you know what you do. You get like the bar where people sit, you freeze it.
Freeze it.
And make it like a hockey rink, and then your beer stays cold.
There you go.
And
we need to give Katie's a call.
Yeah, well.
Put a little
bug in the ear.
Bug in the ear. We'll be back with more of hour number 2 right after this.
Or you could be real trash about it and do what Hooters does and just put a bag of ice in the beer.
Yes.
And it's like, I don't think this is the crowd you have to worry about their beer getting hot.
Nope.
They probably want to order some food at some point. A chicken breast. Hold the chicken.
Chicken breast.
No.
Can't let you slow up, bounce back, can't let you fold up, keep pushing, can't let you slow up, bounce back, can't let you fold up, keep pushing, can't let you slow up.
Red Stick Sports, a local staple in Baton Rouge to all sports fans, was founded back in 1981 and has remained a family business for over 40 years. Today, they still have the great selection on the floor, but they're also a leader in custom apparel for businesses, sports teams, and other groups. Take it from us, everybody over here at FM Digital Media. They help us out with all of our apparel. Let them help you out today. Go ask for Cody over at Red Stick Sports. Check him out online at redsticksports.biz.
The Jordy Culotta Show is brought to you by A-Bears Lawn Maintenance. Commercial or residential, A-Bears Lawn Maintenance is ready to work. A-Bears can tackle all your homeowners association requirements. Call Blake at 225-485-8022. A-Bears Lawn Maintenance.
Are you looking for sound financial advice? Then get in touch with Daniel Newman of Edward Jones. You can call him today at 225-261-8262 or email him daniel.newman@edwardjones.com. If you're planning for retirement, saving for college for children or grandchildren, or just looking for sound investment opportunities, get in touch with Daniel today, 225-261-8262, located on Magnolia Square Drive in Central. Daniel Newman of Edward Jones.
Well, the Oscar Andrews Sports Medicine Institute collaborative effort was an idea from Dr. Andrews and myself to bring together 2 great names, the Andrews name and the Ochsner name, to elevate the quality of care for athletes in the state of Louisiana, where he's from.
I always thought I would come back to Louisiana and practice orthopedics with my subspecialty being sports medicine. This was an opportunity through Ochsner's to come back and work the entire state to help develop and take sports medicine to a new level.
As an orthopedic surgeon, what this means in the future in terms of, access for our community to the type of care that Dr. Andrews pioneered, words can't describe how valuable that is.
Ochsner has a great opportunity here to really grow, and Dr. Burnham, of course, is the mainstay of making that happen. If you want to have first-class sports medicine care, check in with Dr. Burnham and his group and you'll be more than impressed and pleased.
48 Insurance Agency, established in 1946, helping you with your home, auto, commercial, life and health insurance needs. Around in Baton Rouge at 4275 Government Street and online at 48agency.com. Whatever insurance you're in the market for, home, auto, commercial, contractors, life and health, get in touch with 48 Insurance Agency, 48agency.com, or give them a call at 225-383-0682. 48 Agency.
Get Gordon. And get it done. Yeah, everybody know Gordon in a 225. And he done link with Big Four. He got buku ties, Ferrari sliding, flying in a new coupe ride. And every time I ride by, I see a brand new sign. I'm a Gordon, I know that he gon' get it done. Whether it's a big truck crash or a hit and run, recovery funds, he fighting to get a ton. Mike Epps, man, we all about the Benjamin. Handling injuries, man, are you kidding me? Gordon McKernan, that's champion energy. Yeah, family man with a family plan. Get Gordon, he gon' fix it like a handyman. Get Gordon, and get it done.
Welcome to Trifecta.
Trifecta Sports Therapy in Baton Rouge. Recover, repair, restore. At Trifecta, they believe in total body wellness. Trifecta gets the body back to its full potential. Whether you're a youth or pro athlete, a pre or postnatal mom, or if you lead an active lifestyle or a senior citizen, Trifecta has the class, the sports massage, the sports therapist, the stretch therapist, or the equipment like infrared sauna, cold plunges, and golf simulators to find your best. Find Trifecta online at trifectasportstherapy.com or check out the beautiful facility today, 8221 Goodwood. Trifecta Sports Therapy.
Hey, Tiger fans, when traveling through Natchez, Mississippi, make sure to visit us, Tom and Wright Granning, at Go Mart on the Go Deli.
Go Mart has clean restrooms, community coffee, an awesome beer cave, and a great selection of anything you may need on your trip.
Located at 4 Sergeant Prentice Drive as you're entering Natchez on your left.
Also stop by Wardo's Po' Boys at 309 North Broadway on the beautiful Natchez Bluff,
where everyone is family.
Got chores that need some extra muscle, but a large piece of equipment is overkill? That's what John Deere compact utility tractors were made for. Powerful enough for the work you need to do. Compact enough for how you need to do it. Find the equipment that's right for you at Sunshine Quality Solutions. Check out our current promotions and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
I just think we're going to continue to find more out about our team. You know, I did want to say, like, I'm very thankful to Purdue Fort Wayne. Like, we got left in a bad situation with the cancellation in September, and we were about probably the first LSU team to open the season on a road in forever. Like, that's where it was headed until they agreed to come here. So I forgot to mention that, but thankful to Coach Schreiber and them for getting down here and playing us. You know, and then Tuesday we played well. Like, there was an opening to jump on them quickly. We did, and that was that. I mean, it's been great that we've been able to get so many players in the game and get some of the newness of the season off of everybody. You know, we still have a couple guys that obviously we need to pitch, but you know, everybody's kind of got their first taste of the season, and you know, it'll get harder, and it'll get harder with this weekend. You know, it's got some talented players on this team.
Jay Johnson, LSU head baseball coach, talking with the media yesterday, can you imagine the uproar that would have happened if LSU baseball opens up the season on the road?
People can't wrap their heads around a home game at 2, much less the brand of LSU baseball going on the road. And the PR that you would have to do for something that's totally out of your control would be like,
you're telling me the Tigers aren't in the box this weekend?
I'm giving my ticket. You skip.
Opening weekend of baseball, they're not in the box.
I swear this country's going to hell.
Are you kidding me?
Well, I guess what you would have done if that were the case is you would have had like a watch party at the box because people would have gone to go watch you kick the living shit out of Appalachian State.
Of course.
But put it on the big screen. I'm going to the box. I do it every year. I don't even know my routine without it. But, yeah, that would have been a masterclass in having to be like, this is starting off on the wrong foot.
Right.
And I don't blame him at all for even saying, like, give your flowers to Drew Fort Wayne because I don't know how.
Right. Thank you.
They were under the gun. And there were some more comments on what would have happened, and here he is finishing up of what were the options had they not played at home.
Oh, it doesn't matter now. No, it didn't even really get that far. They were kind of in a similar situation that we were as far as needing games, and we might have been the only 2 teams in the country at that late of juncture. But I guess maybe it's me guessing that we would have had to join somebody else's series as a potential tournament, type thing. So, and like I said, I really respect the tradition here. The way things have been for a long time, there's some things I don't want to change. I want our uniforms to look like LSU baseball's uniforms have always looked. Like, that's super important to me. If they've always played opening weekend here and we have great fans, and that was an unbelievable crowd at 2 o'clock on a Friday. I always would love to play opening weekend here, So, we're trying, but you don't always have control over everything of that nature.
I love that guy, I tell you what. Talking about his love for LSU, that he wants the uniforms to look the same, wants to play. But, we have to be a little understanding that there are things that are out of the head baseball coach's control.
He knows the right things to say every time.
He does.
When it comes to the lore, and he understands the legacy of LSU baseball. And I think that's what's ingratiated him so much to the community so quickly.
Yes.
Is because he did, while not being from here, he did a absolute ingratiated himself into the community so quickly by going to Skip Bertman, understanding what LSU baseball is. Even if he had an outsider's perspective of it, it feels like he's been in the program for a lot longer than he has. And it's probably him being a sycophant for college baseball in general, but he hits all the high notes of, I know you want to play at home for the first game. I love the uniforms. I don't want to change them. And these are all things that, it's exactly what we want to hear from an LSU fan base perspective.
Yes.
So he knows how to play the high notes, but it is those things are important. LSU has done some things like the Smoke Laval era. He came in with the black uniforms. And it's that's a black eye on the program because you can see the change of era from Skip to Smoke, and you have a literal line of demarcation of when it happened. It's that's the black uniform era. Those type of things. I want to keep this classic traditional because LSU baseball is that. They compare it to the Yankees of Major League Baseball. I don't think it's in. I view the Yankees differently. I think they're a little too stringent on keeping the brand with the no facial hair and all that nonsense.
Right.
But in terms of legacy and what you mean to the sport, yeah, the Yankees and LSU are intertwined in that regard of they're always kind of there, or they're always good, and they're a staple into what when you see college baseball, you see LSU right next to it.
Yep. And the chat's asking who canceled on LSU. I think, do you have Jay Johnson answering that question as well?
He was pressed on this question, and he did have a response.
The program we were going to play had a coaching change, and that coach called me up and said, I'm not starting my head coaching career at LSU. And I was like, hey, man, I've been there at Nevada, and having to make some of those decisions. And you always have to do what's best for your program. It put us in a situation where we had to adjust a little bit.
Maybe I didn't put it. He did get pressed on the question.
Said, hey, Coach, would you like to tell us who the team was that canceled on you?
Absolutely not. Because, from his perspective, whenever he first started a program, and if you have that, that makes total sense too.
Yes.
If you're trying to win over a fan base or it's
on the road
want
to Alex
build,
Box?
want to build a order. This is my first year, and I go get 10-run rule 3 games in a row. It's like, yeah, okay, never mind. I'm not interested.
Right.
And I'm sure if you really wanted to find out, you could figure out who hired a new coach and like do the deduction of who played what, where,
right?
Like whoever like traveled,
if you
or
care enough, you can
put the
figure it
pieces out.
together.
But that's a Tiger Droppings mission that I'm sure will be done at some point. But
It probably already is.
Yeah, you don't want to out that man for trying to, that's Jay doing that guy a favor.
Yes,
because he that put LSU in a pinch.
Right.
Now we have to find a team that wants to come play here.
Could quickly throw him under the bus.
Yeah, so you just find a guy that like coached at Purdue Fort Wayne, where I've been here for however many years, my job's not in jeopardy. Like, sure, this would be great. The kids probably want to go there.
Of course.
But if you're a first-year head coach, I can see why you would think about kind of you first as opposed to, hey, let's go make a statement and go play at LSU. It's like, we're not very good. I don't think we're going to take 2 of 3 in the box and make a real statement here.
Right.
But no, he would not answer.
No, I thought
he would throw him under the bus that quickly.
That absolutely not was on point.
Yeah, because there'll be a time when you'll get this one back. Like, there'll be a time when you are in a pinch. You'll be like, oh, remember that 2025?
I helped you out?
Yeah. You've been there for 3 years. I might need you back over here. It's like, okay.
Remember when I had your back?
Yeah.
You know how easy I could throw you under the bus, buddy?
Yeah. So why don't you come on down to Baton Rouge?
Come help me out.
Yeah, because I'm in this situation currently, so I might need you to come down and fix this, which you, like kind of the bed that you made me sleep in it.
Yes. So the Tigers open their 3-game series versus Omaha this afternoon at 4 p.m. They play tomorrow at 2, Sunday at 1. Obviously, not the stiffest competition Omaha is, but another good opportunity to see LSU. This one, to me, is interesting because it's going to be 4 games in 4 days.
Yeah.
You're going to go this 3-game series to Omaha, and then you have Nichols on Monday, where you're going to get to see everybody, really. I mean, you'll get to see Arms. I know there's one name that's been floating around a lot about somebody who hasn't pitched yet. He was going to pitch on Wednesday. Jay Johnson divulged. And then the funny thing was somebody piggybacked on it and said, okay, does that mean he's going to pitch on Monday? And Jay was like, not necessarily.
No, so did he go I think he was asked if he went through his routine as if he was going to start. He's like, he went through a routine as if he were going to play.
Right.
Like, obviously there's been a lot made of the Gavin Guidry situation where I think it's become overblown at this point, whether it be he is a starter, reliever, whatever. I think Chris Blair answered it perfectly. You don't have to worry about Gavin Guidry. Like, if he comes in and he's lights out, I still don't think there's a role for him as a starter on this team just because you've got 3 that are absolute, like,
seem to be cemented into that role.
I mean, there's been multiple times last year where you had Friday, Saturday, like you got to the point where you could at least put Holman jump, and then Thursday, Sunday was always TBD.
Yeah.
Like, it became like that. They don't know. And it wasn't playing games. Like, I honestly don't know who I'm going to throw.
It could be Sammy Dutton. It could be Nate Ackenhausen. It could be anybody.
Right. So you were in that spot. So, I mean, you saw Gavin Guidry do it then. If there was a chance for him to become a starter, it would have been in that role. But you needed him. And so you were so thin, you needed him in so many different places. And that's why the Chase Shores injuries continued to, like, from 2023 to 2024. It's like, I was kind of missing a guy that I recruited to be in these spots. And now to have him back, and now he's in the Sunday role because you do have your guys penciled in. That's why I'm not concerned about Gavin Guidry being a starter or not.
Right.
Like, the pitching lineups are out. Same crew you saw last. Cade Anderson was on Friday, Anson on Saturday, Shores on Sunday. And I do think that you'll probably see he probably wants these to go 7 as opposed to like last week when he got them to play a 9-inning game on Friday and kind of rebuff the 10-run rule because both coaches have to agree to it beforehand.
Yes.
It used to the rule used to be different, but now it's if they both agree to it in an out-of-conference game, y'all can do it. And I would imagine he would want this to be maybe agree to a 7-inning game because of, like you said, the 4 games in 4 days, and then you have an uptick in talent that you're going to play. But it kind of does put LSU a little bit behind the barrel of how you finagle this rotation because you probably won't see your starters. You're not going to move Cade Anderson up. You're not going to move Anson up. Like if they're as good as you think they are, I would be hard pressed to start moving around the schedule. You'll just see different guys get an opportunity to start, and that's why you might see a Shores. I wouldn't even say on Monday. You might wait again and see, like you might throw on Friday.
Right.
And then you can get him back on short rest to make a start later in the week. But, yeah, you do have to plan for the schedule that's in front of you because those games are going to be nationally televised.
Yeah.
They're going to be a bigger deal. But I don't think
higher competition.
I think did they move up Holman last year? I think they did wiggle around to make
to get him on Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're that concerned with it this year. So you'll see Cade, Anderson, Shores, and even as I say, like, you have to figure this thing out a little bit. You have so many arms that I'm really not worried about it
at all.
I would love to see Schmidt go and a start in that environment just to see what you have. Like, to put him on the bigger stage and let him go eat because
that'd be awesome.
That 98, that 97 was electric. Like, it just looks a little different coming out of somebody's hand. And Schmidt, he looks professional baseball already as an 18-year-old, where it's probably he doesn't know what he doesn't know, but he just knows that this is awesome.
Yeah. No, 100%. I think this is going to be an exciting stretch of baseball for LSU where they're going to play this series. Then they play on Monday. And then, like Lloyd said, they have the uptick in competition next week. So it's going to be nice to see how Jay kind of works it out arm-wise, rotation, lineup-wise, different things like that, just because this is going to be a stretch where
just get to see everybody play.
When you're in the SEC tournament or in the College World Series, whatever, you're going to look back and be like, okay, this was a stretch of games where we were able to figure out who was who and where they thrive, because this is a big stretch of baseball. Lloyd, you did bring up the Smoke Laval era when we were talking about Jay. We had a question in our Q&A the other day from Paul Jarrett Zarang. Said, Skip is the legend, Paul is a Hall of Famer, Jay is an LSU legend in the making. Give me your favorite player from the Smoke Laval era, and why does no one ever talk about the Smoke era?
I can't even name one from the Smoke Laval era.
That's why I put it on you, because I've got nothing.
I mean, he had some guys that obviously were they weren't that bad.
Right.
It was just it's impossible to replace what Skip did, and he had a lot of the guys that Skip recruited, but obviously Skip went on to take an AD role, and you had to give it to somebody, and Smoke had been with him forever. But, I mean, I can go and look. Oh, J.C. Holt.
J.C. Holt.
I do remember J.C. Holt. I think he's from Alexandria-ish, and then he went to coach at Ash, and he might have played at Ash. But, yeah, there's one that I know that I remember.
J.C. Holt. Let's see what I can find here. LSU Athletics. J.C. Holt from, was
Aaron
outfield.
Hill. I remember him.
There you go.
So there you go. There's two.
There you go. Yeah, I
Aaron
directed
Hill
it to you.
Was a hell of a pro.
I didn't have much.
I just had to go refresh my memory of
there you
who
go.
was
No,
on
good.
who was on the Smoke Laval rosters.
I don't have any memory. I mean, what years was Smoke? What was that?
03 to 06.
Yep, that's not going to be fresh in my memory. I was born in 02.
Yeah.
So.
Well, football had started to run the roost there a little bit.
Yeah. No, 100%. But that was a question. I guess I can get to some of these other questions. I think there were some more baseball ones. Let's see, baseball.
Because, yeah, 02 to 06. Hell yeah.
There you go.
But 2 NCAA Super Regionals titles, 3 NCAA Regional Championships, 1 SEC title, 2 Division Championships, 2 top 10 finishes. Coach of the Year in 2003. Like, wasn't bad.
Right, yeah.
It got a little bit worse towards the end, obviously, but he just never – I think they went to Omaha twice, and I think they 2-and-Q'd both times. So it was the opposite. That's what hurt him the most was when Skip went, he won.
Right.
Like, if LSU got there, it was over.
Yeah.
And that's just something that it's innate in just, like, one person. Like, when Skip got to the big game.
Right.
Like, he had those boys – if we're here, we're winning.
Yeah.
Because he tells the story all the time of, like, the first time they got there to Omaha, and it's like everybody was in the pool. Then we go back next year, a couple people in the pool. The next time, nobody in the pool. It's like, now you know where your priorities are. Like, they're here to win. And so once that started to happen, Skip won an absolute tear that, it'll never be forgotten or probably really ever matched.
Yeah, never replicated. Another question from the Instagram, Alex Crafasi on Instagram. Favorite non-superstar.
Cravassier.
Non-superstar LSU baseball player of all time. So not someone that, to That's going to be on the magazine covers and the pictures and the articles and things. Just a non-superstar LSU baseball player.
I mean, I'd go back to like the 2009 team is full of them. I mean, Schimpf was a major leaguer, but he was so integral in that role. I mean, Chris Cotton came in at a huge time where it was you didn't really know what you had in a closer, and he came in and like had an outstanding freshman year with really didn't have any stuff. He was a soft tossing lefty. Eric Walker would have been, but unfortunately, career derailed at a really terrible time because LSU was rolling, and he was the guy that was kind of the linchpin behind having 3 starters. So I think he gets forgotten in the sands of time.
My pick was the Jordan twins, Bryson Bo Jordan.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
They were. I don't know why, but when I was watching LSU baseball in that stretch of time,
they're legends from
they were electric.
Little League World Series.
Yeah,
they were on that team.
They were electric.
What about is Duplantis a superstar?
Yes,
he was always my guy.
I think he leads the LSU baseball history in hits.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get like not the
MLB star.
Right.
It's not Bregman. It's not Cruz, Skeens, but I still think Duplantis and LSU lore is a superstar.
Yeah.
Try to see who else. I'm trying to think of other names.
Michael Papierski.
I like Papierski. I like Dykeman.
Oh, Mason Katz.
Yep.
Dykeman.
Mason Katz.
Mason Katz was also an 8.
Yes.
But was just I know him just because he actually there's like this overhand, I guess, quote unquote, like softball league. Like you can't like you play with like a cat head and you can't really throw it hard. Like it's kind of like it's just more fun to throw it overhand. You play with a baseball, but nobody's out there pumping 95. And he was there, and he was hitting homers off a tee. It's like, oh, I still got it.
Still got it.
Like that's incredible. And he just like they would soft toss him to him after games. He's putting him on the highway.
Yeah,
and it's just an absolute legend. And I guess it's legend. I mean, Ochinko.
Right. See, to me, the Dykeman stands out to me because of the bat. When he always had that lime green bat.
And he was your weapon.
Lightsaber.
Yeah, the bat
that
stands out.
Lightsaber come out and just
Spencer Ware, duh.
Yes. Legend.
I mean,
see in the chat they've got Ochinko, Cade Beloso, Leon Landry, Matty Ott. Beloso. I mean,
Matty Ice. That's a great one.
That is a good one. I mean, even if you just look at the 2023 national championship team.
I mean, Buzzy Heidel.
Yeah, no, Buzzy's a great one.
Zach Hess.
Yep.
That's a fun one.
God, he was a closer.
Yeah.
That was the experiment of trying to make a closer a starter.
I think he wanted to.
Yeah, but he was a closer.
He was just that dude. That's I compare the same thing because I know Guidry doesn't have that juice of like 98, but when Hess became a starter, it was like 92, 93, which you have to do like, hey, temper it down a little bit. It's like, well, you're losing the
fastball.
You're absolutely losing your fastball.
Literally.
Like having him in the pen had to be like, I don't want any of this.
Right.
From the mentality standpoint to like he literally cut his hair like Wild Thing. And you're like, oh, you're like all in on this thing. And it was just the perfect role for the perfect guy at the perfect time. And I understand why they did it, but it was like he's a closer. You're a closer. Stop acting like one if you don't want to be one. You can't change. You can't change.
No,
can't change your fur, brother.
That's like why God put him on earth was to close.
I wonder
baseball
where
games.
he is now. I guess, but you don't draft closers,
right?
I give to see if they could go extended innings. But if you just want to be a college baseball legend, which he is, like, I guess not forgotten, but not forgotten.
Yeah.
Too recent.
Air Franco on Instagram. What are the expectations for
Derek
baseball
Helenihi,
for the rest of the year?
For those that know, 2009, put him in at third and made an absolute nails play. He hit like 200, but that's not why he was there.
Yeah.
Put him in at third. He makes a diving stop down the line to keep Texas from scoring, and it was full systems go. You can't say Jared Mitchell, but that College World Series run he was on was was lore. When
something else.
He got drafted in the first round when he hit that triple against Texas.
Oh my gosh!
Like good Lord, that's what it looks like.
Electricity.
Yeah, it's like that's a baseball player that plays football that also is a football player that plays baseball.
I mean, it was.
I wish it was farther away. I wish third base would have been 180 feet.
Right.
He was moving.
Dude, it was unbelievable. Like, I don't have many memories from that stretch of LSU baseball, but that's one that's ingrained in my brain, where it was just, Todd Peterson. That's a good pull. Todd Peterson.
The
yeah, Coach, I hit bombs. The best post game presser ever. No, Coach, if I'm being honest with you, I didn't.
It was pitcher only. How do you think I got to LSU?
I didn't. I mean, just what a story. I mean, put him up in the box and crushes.
How's nobody clipped just the triple at the full game?
Yeah, really? They don't have just the play?
They have the 11 minutes. I could find it pretty quickly. But yeah, I mean, that's one that when you see it, you watch it.
Dude, you have to. When someone says something about it, you got to pull it up and put it on the screen. Have you seen this play?
No, I just thought of Todd Peterson, though.
Yeah, legend.
How did we not think of that one?
That's a good one. I mean, that was unbelievable.
I mean, that's what LSU baseball does.
Coach, I hit bombs.
Like, how they
No
put themselves in a spot
No batting
where
gloves.
Somehow LSU's always thin.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. It's like the stories just write themselves.
I mean,
my favorite part is Paul's face in the post-game presser when Todd tells him he doesn't hit.
Oh, it looked like he told me. It looked like he told me he was pregnant.
You didn't hit in high school? He's like red in the face. He's like pulling his hair out.
He didn't hit in the games.
I mean, I did BP a few times, Coach, but I mean, I was a pitcher. It will me get hurt. They're like, well, what is that? I wanted to go in and hit. This just, I mean.
Yeah, I should look at this.
All
I'll get
time.
stuck and not help the show.
You're gonna get
11 minutes. I can do
locked
later.
in.
Yeah, well, plenty of 11-minute videos that have gotten the job done.
But there was another baseball question. Air_Franco. What are the expectations for baseball for the rest of the year? To me, the expectations are to win a whole lot of baseball games and to make it to Omaha. I mean, you're going to look at the words across the chest this weekend of Omaha on the team that's playing against LSU. That's the goal. That's the expectation.
Franco. We should tag with these all on Instagram.
Yep.
Can tag them.
Yeah,
this
we're
might be off air and give an answer. But what are the expectations for baseball for the rest of the year? It's unfair probably to do, but
do it.
You would expect they're going to get swept at some point, but to get swept less than twice this year in SEC play, which would be a pretty, I think that's like 17 or 18 wins.
Yeah.
17 wins in conference play, 18 wins in conference play. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like that's what the math.
Yeah, and you want 15 or 16.
And I'll be interested to see if LSU does lock up a number 1 seed, like you saw in 2023. And I understand why they did it that year, because you were thinner than, like you lost 4 starting pitchers going into the year.
Right.
But they got to the SEC tournament and threw Skeens for like 4 1/3. And South Carolina keeps reposting this home run that Skeens gave up. It's like he was throwing BP.
Right.
Like that was mound work. But I wouldn't be surprised if they go in that we don't have to win all of it here, because it was such an important thing for Paul to win the SEC tournament.
Yes.
And it was a little bizarre when the teams were that good at some points. Like, I guess if you're playing good baseball, you're going to keep playing good baseball. But Jared Foster, also legend. But like when you're playing good, like you just keep playing and see what happens. But I don't think he wants to put any of these arms in like high leverage situations.
No.
But we'll see how it plays out. If you have to go, like last year, you had to go make a run, or else you weren't. I don't think you were going to get a bid. And they went and showed out in the SEC tournament.
Yeah, you had to make it happen to get in.
And that's what LSU usually does. Like even the Paul teams, when the Ole Miss game, when there's like the pass ball and like the air, and then you score 2 runs at once, like just elite games.
Yeah.
That was, and I guess it might be too close for forgotten, but the Dugas home run against Georgia in 2023 was massive, because you were looking at losing another series when they kind of started to stumble.
Right.
And you forget that can happen as quickly and as fast as they got out the gate, and as well as they were playing, where it became, why aren't you sweeping some of these teams? Like, what, you were taking 2 out of 3 every time? Like, get a sweep. And it got to the point where Jay's like, Jesus Christ. Like, the goal is to win 2 out of 3. Like, we're winning the series. And it's like, I don't want to tell y'all, like, this is good.
Right.
Like, I'm not playing for, like, I'm not necessarily playing to sweep. We have to take the odds here.
Just
you talk about the Yankees.
Oh,
breaking news, they allow facial hair after 49 years.
They must be listening
You just
to the
did
show.
that.
Yeah,
That's
listen to the
unbelievable.
show.
Lloyd just created this policy change.
It should be. That's a stupid rule. Like that.
Such a stupid rule.
I mean, imagine. I mean, the fact that they got Damon to play there is wild. But you've probably missed out on who shaved their face. There's a pitcher that did it, I believe, or somebody that had a beard like his entire life.
Oh, was it Carpenter?
Keuchel?
No, they got Carpenter to do it
yeah.
too. No, not Keuchel. It was somebody this year, and I think he probably looked at himself and was like,
This is awful.
I can't play here. This
Yeah,
is not well.
they got Carp to shave his face.
Yeah, so. I mean, if you could have got Scott Spezio to shave that cum catcher, then I guess that's why he stayed an Angel for so long.
Probably.
But
Didn't
yeah,
wanna-
this is a good change. It's going to be
great,
bizarre.
Great for the Yankees. I mean, 49 years.
I will say
this rule.
I should probably like it more, but I'm more of a let kind of people do what they want type of cat. But you could have a mustache, and
Yes.
they should have rolled with that where everybody has a mustache.
Yeah,
and then it would have been.
Well, that was Carpenter's play when he shaved the beard off.
Yeah.
He left the strong stash.
Yeah, you have to like. That's what I would have done. Just kind of like, all right, you want this to be serious? Well, now it's a joke.
Yeah, now we all have mustaches.
Yeah, and shave our heads.
Would be awesome. That would be awesome if you just had a team full of bald, mustached men.
Yeah. Remember the Yankees? This is what you wanted.
You created this monster. We didn't do this to you. You did it to yourself. Let's get to some of these games. Let's play some dribble or what is it? We need to do Weddle. We need to go Weddle. Weddle. We've been on a streak. We crushed the last one.
Oh, yeah, you're sick. We got to get out of here.
Yeah. No, we're all good.
What do we want to do first?
Christian's not. Let's do Weddle. The chat loves the Weddle. Let's
Eric Weddle.
Very interactive.
Very interactive. The Weddle's been a hit. I like it. Who was it last time?
Brock Purdy.
Brock Purdy.
We did Derek Carr.
We started with A-Rod to start this last one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Started with Rod.
Nick was trying his hardest not to laugh that take out the room.
Yeah, I know.
Then I did read an article where he was giving us some tidbits in what he was going to write about, where he's still conflicted as to what they're going to do, but he gave us both sides.
Uh-huh.
And he gave us the same take. So I don't know if we spurred an article, if we had that locked and loaded.
Yeah. I don't know.
We'll never know until we ask.
I guess we should.
This is football. I was about to do Dontrell Willis. That wouldn't play. Juan Pierre.
Football. Who should we start with? Who's our first name?
Baseball or football?
Football.
Oh, CeeDee Lamb.
No, because he's on the TV. Nice.
Yeah.
Let's do somebody else.
Okay.
Let's go with a defensive player.
That's what I'm thinking. Played safety, Taylor Mays.
Taylor Mays.
He's going to be an interesting one because of his height and weight and position.
Oh, this is only current.
Oh.
Only current. Defensive player.
Well, what's the other one where you can do anyone?
I don't know.
Okay, only current? Well, we can do CeeDee Lamb, I guess.
No, do Delpit. Do Grant Delpit.
Grant Delpit.
I want to
Oh,
do
yeah.
a defensive player. We always start with what? They don't have Grant Delpit
They don't
in the
have Grant
game.
Delpit in the game.
Unbelievable. They have Dante Jackson. Go DJ.
Still should have played offense. Oh, no, I can't switch it over. Hold on.
Yeah, he should have played offense.
I probably don't have Grant Delpit because it sounds like the most random players, because then it would be impossible.
Did you just say Grant Delpit's a random player?
He just re-upped
to
his deal.
other people, not LSU
Whatever.
fans.
What if we do,
Whatever.
You think they have Christian Fulton?
Oh, maybe.
No.
No Fulton?
It's disappointing.
They got to have Stingley.
Jeez.
They have to have Stingley.
Yeah, of course they have Stingley.
Not on here.
Stingley?
Is there only offensive players?
Maybe it's only offensive players.
Huh.
That would have been nice to know earlier.
That's crazy. I guess let's go with Joe Burrow. Whatever.
No, we did that one already. That was the first one.
Okay, Jaden.
Do you think they have Claude?
It's nice.
Clyde Edwards-Hilaire.
It's nice having options at quarterback, huh?
Right. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it's nice.
It's a new era, new time.
Okay, I have to go here.
All right. Clyde Edwards-Hilaire is the name to start it.
I guess it's only offense. So here we go.
Yeah, interesting. So Clyde, we have the age right. The number is higher than 23. He's taller than 5'7", and not in the NFC. So you have to go AFC offensive player that's 25 years old. Clyde was drafted in the same draft as Joe, 2020.
He was the first running back off the board, but it's not the only thing we have right is the age.
Yep, the age. So I'm trying to think of that draft class.
We need to get position first. Yeah.
So and we know that it's the AFC.
How do you know that?
Because NFC is wrong.
It's all blanked out.
Yep.
Wow, Clyde's young.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yep. Let's go.
Very young.
AFC
offensive
player that's taller than 5'7" with the jersey number higher than 23.
Go Dalton Kincaid. No, what's the other one? Dawson Knox. The tight end for the Bills.
I thought that was a.
It is a tight end though.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Shorter.
I think we're on to something with the tight end.
Right. So not the AFC East,
but in the AFC.
In the AFC,
Derek
shorter
Lively.
than 6'4". The
Derek Lively.
Derek Lively plays center for the Dallas.
No, I know who you're talking about though.
Who am I thinking of? Oh my gosh, Isaiah Likely. No, he's younger than 25.
Yeah,
wow.
he is.
Wow.
Derek Lively's the center for the Mavericks.
I don't think he's on this one.
Okay, AFC. Let's see, we need to go AFC North. Tight end.
Oh, Freiermuth?
Freiermuth.
P-Dub.
Freiermuth's number is higher than 88. He's 89, I think. Who else in the AFC North? Do David Njoku from the Browns.
David. I don't know why I tried to start with the last name.
No, they don't have him in the game. Unbelievable. Njoku.
Well, I mean, imagine he'd come up with David.
Nothing. Okay. Let's go somewhere else then.
Let's think numbers.
Do what's his name?
What about
86 Schultz for the Texans, AFC tight end, Dalton Schultz. Okay. AFC South. So it is the AFC South, not the Texans though. And the number is 85 or 84.
So Colts, Jags, Titans.
Colts, Jags, Titans. The Titans tight end, I have no idea. Colts tight end is Mo Alley Cox is the only one that I can think of. And then the Jags tight end is
Ingram?
Evan Ingram. I'll try that one.
That's a good one.
Evan Ingram.
Kelsey Plume. Is that
Darren Waller?
Oh, that's Darren Waller.
I don't even think he's in the league anymore.
No.
It's Ingram, starts with an E. From not in here. Okay. I'm trying to think of
who's the Steelers tight end.
So it's not. It's going to be the AFC South.
Oh.
God, this one's tough. I don't know tight ends. The Jags tight end.
It's not Colby Fleener.
No, he's a Saint.
Just try Mo Alley Cox. See if he's in the game.
COCKS?
Nope. COX. There we go.
That's a great pool. Oh, this might be it, boys. We were talking all that shit.
We were talking big. All right. So the number is higher than 81. So it's going to be 85 or 84. God, I don't know tight ends. Give us some tight ends, chat. Slide in and help us out.
This is where Stewie would be great.
Stewie would be great.
AFC South tight ends. So we have...
It's not the Colts and it's not the Texans. So it's the Jags or Titans. It's definitely the Titans, which is why we have no idea because I don't know who the Titans tight end is. Who plays tight end for the Titans? Does Jonnu Smith play for the Titans?
Jonnu Smith.
No, he was on the Patriots the last time I saw.
Let's see if the chat.
See if they've got anything. Chig Okonkwo. Evan Ingram, we already tried.
Let's go, John Quave. Let's go!
Oh my gosh.
What a pool!
Who was it?
I've got Glimmer.
It was Chig Okonkwo.
Glimmer, Chig Okonkwo.
Nice.
Unbelievable.
Both of the chat's helping.
That's awesome.
Let's go. Did you Google?
Glenn.
Don't be honest.
I don't know. Yeah, did y'all Google this?
If you Googled it, You can tell us. I won't be mad because we didn't
Football
know it. I wasn't
tight end
gonna
for
get that.
it is the Titans tight end.
Chat.
He went to Maryland.
Same place as?
Stephon Diggs?
Position? No, same position, same place.
Maryland tight end. Nothing.
One Vernon Davis.
52 catches, 479 yards, two touchdowns. 85, and he's 25. I mean, good for y'all.
Fantasy players. He looks great in the uniform.
Yeah, I would not have landed
cool. There. It's just Vernon Davis all over again.
Yeah, he looks like a dog. Looks like a dog.
How'd he do? What were his numbers?
Glimmer, good job. That was teamwork. Me and you, Glim.
Good job, Quave.
Me and you, Glim. John Quave was up in there. There we go.
What kind of numbers did he put up? Real quick.
I mean, he had about 500 yards, 2 touchdowns. Good number of catches. Nothing bad. Glimmer says
get him a quarterback.
Glimmer said, "Dude can scoot." I mean, they're going to get him a quarterback. They have the number 1 pick, do they not? They're going to get him Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders or who knows what. Let's play one more game before we close it out. I don't know what else.
4-5.
We tried the basketball grids.
Oh, you want to do the immaculate grid?
Yeah.
Let's do the football immaculate grid.
Football.
What, you're not going to be able to help us with football?
I'm usually better at the basketball grids.
Okay.
Which one? Oh, this one has the Saints on it.
Let's do it. Let's do football. It has the Saints, Christian
and the
Bengals,
and the Falcons.
Oh, we're going to ball out on this one. I can feel it.
And the Jets.
We'll get a good score.
I can feel it.
I've got a feeling I know one of these.
Okay. Something's going on outside. Sirens. All right, Saints and Bengals, Trey Hendrickson. Or no, do Von Bell.
Ooh.
I think that might be a lower percentage.
Who did Kenny Vaccaro? No, he was Titans, I think.
Dolphins.
Before the Saints?
No, after the Saints.
After the Saints.
Saints drafted him.
Is this current only?
No, it's all time.
Oh,
okay.
Oh, it's not Saints Jets. Damn it.
No.
I was gonna say Chris Ivory. That would have been so.
That would have been a good pull.
Saints and Falcons.
Von Bell. Well, let's see if we get some guesses.
There he is.
Le'Veon Bell. That would not be a good guess.
The legend himself, Von Bell, wore 48 with the Saints, cut it in half, 24 with the Bengals.
Adrian Peterson never played for the Jets, did he?
Nope. He did not.
That one, it's not Saints. It's Bengals and Jets.
I don't even know who would be a Bengal and a Jet.
Oh, this is the hard one to type in. There we go.
Bengals and the Jets.
Did Andy Dalton make his way?
Did Fitzpatrick ever play for the Bengals?
No.
Fitzmagic?
Saints and
Oh, let's get this one first.
Yeah, Von Bell.
Confusing me. Bobby Bell?
I wonder what percentage Von Bell's going to be. Probably won't be as low. Okay, 6%'s not bad.
That's good.
6%'s not bad. Did Fitzpatrick play for
Saints Falcons? This is they play on the same team.
Yeah.
Joe Horn.
Played for the Falcons?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Rock and roll. I was thinking of
I don't know if it'll count though. I don't know how, but I'm picking it.
There we go.
32. Damn.
Wow.
I thought they didn't have a picture. Yeah.
They didn't have a picture. It was 32%. Huh. 10,000 yards passing career.
They all probably said the kicker. I mean, that'd be Drew Brees, I'd imagine.
Yeah, but who else? I mean, did Aaron Brooks have 10,000?
It's probably worth the guess.
Career yards.
Archie.
You want to just go Brees? Just
no, I think it'd be worth the guess to see if
to see if Brooks or Archie.
Would Bobby Hebert be a better guess?
Oh, Andy Dalton. Definitely has 10,000.
Oh, it doesn't have to be for the Saints.
Oh, it's career.
He played for the Saints. Yeah,
I know. Just said, okay,
career. Yeah,
we're not saying Drew Brees.
Yeah, no.
No, because I don't want to, just because it's the easy answer.
Yeah, the easy.
Andy Dalton for sure.
Andy Dalton's a good one. Who else would be a?
Did the Saints ever have like back in the day?
I mean, Jameis Winston would be the
easy.
Would be a popular
Another easy one.
I guess Andy Dalton is mine.
Yeah, that's a great pool.
Did Ron Brooks have an old head backup that played before the Saints?
He had Jeff Blake started in front of him. Then he broke his ankle. I was on the way to the game.
Nice.
So I got to start the Aaron Brooks experience, which is elite.
Like what Archie Manning?
Do you think that he had? He made a Pro Bowl.
Who?
Aaron Brooks.
Yeah, I would think he would have 10,000.
I mean, how many yards do you have to throw for if you played 6 years? 2,000 yards a season? Is that a lot?
No. Because Jameis has it because he threw for like 5,000 in one season.
Yeah, so let's do Aaron Brooks clears.
Yeah, let's do it.
And there's no wrong guesses, so.
There's some other. Aaron.
Aaron Brooks, there he is. Yep,
Not 5%.
Nice.
There we go. All right, we knocked the Saints
I think
row out.
I'm shocked at Joe Horn.
Yeah, it's unbelievable that Joe Horn was that. Okay, 10,000 career passing yards for the Jets.
Brett Favre.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, Favre.
That's too easy.
I'm trying to think who else had
Rodgers.
a sneaky year for the Jets.
Rodgers would be the most guessed one right now, I guess.
Geno Smith.
Fitzmagic.
10,000 career passing yards.
Chad Pennington.
Send it.
Never even heard of that guy.
Went to Marshall, played with Randy Moss.
Okay.
See, there was a time when I knew ball, fellas.
There you go. That's a good pull. That's a really good pull.
And Kerry Collins.
I'd like to know the best option.
What?
For the Giants.
Yeah. Do that one. Go ahead and knock that one out now.
But I'm trying to think of any other Giants quarterbacks outside of Eli. Who was before Eli? Well, I guess they were so bad.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of who snuck on the Giants here and there.
I'm not bad with Kerry Collins.
No, that one's fine. That's fine with me. I still can't believe Joe Horn was 32%.
You know where Kerry Collins went to school? Penn State.
There we go. Good. We're balling on the percentages right now besides
Joe Horn.
Joe Horn.
Which I thought got me into the game.
Yeah. Bengals and Jets or Bengals and Giants. Let's see.
Don't forget we have that phone call today too.
Oh yeah. Bengals and Jets.
Jets, Falcons, Devontae Freeman. Did he ever make his way to the Jets?
I mean, Bengals and Jets is never mind. I was gonna say Le'Veon Bell, but that's not right. That's
nope.
Bengals and Jets.
Giovanni Bernard. Did he ever play for the Jets?
Nope.
Played for the Bucks.
Bengals and Jets.
Let's get one. And
CJ Uzama. Tight end. UZOMA.
That'll be a common one.
You think?
Probably.
Well,
that's the only one I can think of.
I don't know how you could think of anybody else.
Do we have a timer? No, we're good.
No, we don't have a timer. We only have 4 guesses.
Fitzpatrick for sure. Oh, we gotta clear then.
Yeah.
We can't fuck around.
Yeah, we can't get one wrong.
That's crazy. Like they don't give you one miss.
20%.
That's great. We're just trying to get on the board
That's
here.
not bad. Okay, Jets and Falcons. Shoot, Jets, Jets, Jets.
See, I'll go to Falcons first. Like of players that I just try to think of.
Steven Jackson played for the Rams before the Falcons.
He did. You know where he went to college? Oregon State. Orange Visor.
How about it?
Hell.
That's fire.
This is so useless information.
Yeah,
I've got to put somewhere else.
That's awesome.
Jets and Falcons.
Yeah, Glimmer had Bengals, Jets, Boomer Esiason.
I thought about that. I kept wanting to put Boomer somewhere.
Jeff Hosterler?
Oh, Michael Vick. Absolutely.
For what? Oh, he did do the Jets.
Yeah, nice, dude. I should have known that.
I forgot he was on the Jets.
This one will be common, too.
That's okay. We only have two.
Okay.
We got to win.
We only got 2 spots. So we have Bengals, Giants, Falcons, Giants.
Bengals, Giants.
I mean,
I keep trying to go to wide receivers.
Falcons and Giants. I'm trying to think of the Falcons.
Good job, Sab.
What's he get? What did he get?
Vic. Just should have known.
Yeah,
we
should have.
Did Brandon Jacobs ever play for the Falcons? No, we didn't know.
Oh my gosh.
Shoot.
I don't know.
These last two. The Falcons and the Giants.
Every time I'm trying to think
for
of a
as
player.
much as the Giants are on fucking TV,
I know.
and I can't. They're just a nameless, faceless organization to me.
Every time I think of a player on either one of these teams, I'm always like Eli Manning. Who else? Who else?
Never was a Bengal. There has to be recent ones. What about did old buddy that was played
O.C. Umenyiora? From Carter Peak in the chat.
A defensive lineman?
Jeff is your Giants.
Jeff, B.J. Hill? That sounds right. And
B.J. Hill?
Yeah, that sounds good.
For the Bengals and the Giants?
Yeah, Bengals, Giants, correct? That's what I think. Eli Apple was I was thinking, too. I was going to say that problem.
Oh, yeah. Eli Apple.
Yeah.
Let's make sure this is just, we know that one.
Yeah, Eli Apple.
There is recent ones.
Yeah, that's a good one. There we go. 61. Fine. It's okay.
B.J. Hill.
61.
Falcons and Giants. Shoot.
That's OC.
Umenyiora?
Yeah.
Send it. Let's complete the grid.
Well, I want to make sure. Because we have never finished one of these.
What, are you Googling it?
No, I'm asking in the chat, phoning a friend.
Yeah. Phone the friends. Phone the friends. O.C. Umenyiora.
I'm pretty sure that's it.
Yeah, OC, I'd be fine. I think that'll finish it. Come on.
Let's go. Come on, OC.
Let's go! So
what was the last one? What was the rating on the last one?
We didn't get one.
So the rarity score is 185. Let's see what a good rarity score. A good rarity score on Immaculate Grid would be.
To tell you, football. I type in football too. Immaculate Grid football. It's a perfect score. Danny Cannell.
Great job, guys. Great job, chat. Lloyd, saw your brain work. That was awesome.
Thank you. I got to peek into the. If they had that game.
Oh, dude, you'd be.
That should be somewhere.
Unstoppable. But we almost got to 9 a.m. this morning.
I got a meeting. And that's a popular excuse, but we actually do have one.
Yes, we do have one. So enjoy some LSU baseball this afternoon and this weekend on to Monday. Also, LSU men's and women's basketball this weekend. We'll be back Monday morning from 7 to 9 to recap it all.
I grind for the check. Line up with me, you gon' see how different when I step up on the opponent's neck.